Hello friends, it's your coach Christy Darlington. Today we are going to be talking about effective strategies for niching down in your market. In our last session we covered mastering your message, creating an elevator pitch around who you are, what you do, and why it matters. We went over how you look at your skills and your hobbies, your interests. You put a list of that together and start to explore ideas that could be made into a business. We're just doing a quick recap as we went through these, and we ended up with knowing your why. Remember the 3 W's. Know who you are, what you have to offer, and your why. Because your why is what is going to carry you through the difficult times of building a business. So we talk about the why now, why it matters. And then the last part we did not get to last time, and I want to pick up where we left off, and that is, are you stuck in any of these 3 paradigms? The 3 paradigms are interruption, diversion, and procrastination. I can tell you that at various times of building my business, I fall prey to any one of these. Why? Because in the process of building a business, doing something new, stepping out in the marketplace in an area that you've never done before, there's going to be a lot of opposition to that. Whether it comes from external sources or whether it's internal, there will be opposition. And it's very difficult to press through these things because you've never done it before. And so you're going to feel like, I'm not qualified for this. I'm not good at this. You might be looking at getting on camera for the first time, getting on video with your cell phone, and going, I don't think I can do this. Every time I go to stare in front of the cell phone, my mind goes blank. I have worked through that. That happens a lot of time to me as well. And when I first started, I had to write everything out that I wanted to say just because I was too nervous on camera. But then I discovered that if I was looking down at my notes all the time, it didn't look like a good video. You might notice now I can just stand, or in this case sit, in front of the camera and talk to you and make eye contact. I do not have a teleprompter. I don't even know how to use one. And why is that? Because of lots of time of practice. So when you go to get on camera and you go to try something new, there is going to be a lot of fear around it. There's going to be a lot of, ooh, that didn't turn out good. And you're trying to practice before you get on camera. I recommend doing that. Practice makes perfect. Nobody ever learns to walk by avoiding the falls. You have to fall in order to learn to stand and walk. And the same thing holds true in building a business and being an entrepreneur. Starting something new and pressing through that. And so knowing your why is going to carry you through, and knowing these 3 paradigms that's so easy to fall prey to is going to help you be aware when you're starting to fall into those so that you can get back up and get back on the trail of pushing through those barriers to experience freedom and success. Remember, success is often just on the other side of failure. So fail fast so that you can experience that success. So now that we've talked a little bit about the process of pushing through barriers and difficulties in the process of building your business, we're now going to get into the actual search tools that I like to use for niching down your market, coming down to the specific nuggets within your industry that you can highlight and build content around to create traction and attract your audience. When people are searching for different things, you want your articles, your blog, your YouTube videos to show up, because that's going to increase the chances of you being able to sell your products. So the first step that you have to do in building a business is building quality content around the types of products you want to offer or the type of service you're trying to accomplish and build in your business. So I'm going to show you some tools I like to use. The first thing I like to do when I have an idea of a niche or a specific area or even a product, let's say we're going to offer something like red light therapy product. Like I have this red light therapy product that I like to use for hair regrowth. And I actually have a variety of products. This is not my only thing. But before I'm going to start pushing a product review, if this is, a brand new business or I'm starting to blog on something brand new, I'm going to do some research ahead of time. I'm going to know the different kinds of reasons that people would buy something like this. I like to know what the pros and cons of using this method in treating different conditions, what conditions can be treated, what should not be treated with red light therapy. Before I get down to actually doing the product review or talking about these types of products, I need to know something about them. Now, there are times when, like on the Amazon Influencer Network, I will get contacted by a supplier to do a product review on something I haven't researched before. And typically, when they contact me for that, it's because I've already done similar types of products, or I might be already blogging in that niche. They found my website, they like my content there, and they think that their products would mesh well with what's on my site. And so I don't do this with every single product. I don't do this kind of research, but if I'm going into something new where I don't know a lot about that product, a real good place to start is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, you see here on my screen, I have the 10 key benefits of red light therapy. I asked Chat to give me that just to give me a starting place for further research and further potential blogs I might write on this, or products I might source and actually bring in for video reviews, and also for a video compilation of different products. There's lots of ways that you can use the information that you get on ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas around those kinds of products and that particular niche. So 10 key benefits of red light therapy gave me a lot of things to work with here. Improve skin health and appearance. And what I sometimes do with Chat is I'll take down each one of these points. Improve skin health and appearance. I might just say, how does it improve skin health? Can you give me 5 examples of skin treatments that it can improve? Like, those are things that I can ask Chat to go deeper into this topic and dig out even more content. Now, I didn't do that this time because I actually am going to show you other things that I use to research these kinds of topics when I get a basic list from Chat. So, in reducing inflammation, that's another point when it talks about reducing skin health and appearance. Besides reducing inflammation, are there other things that red light therapy can be used for? And actually, I was surprised too when I was studying infrared therapy that red light spectrum is not the only spectrum that is used for light therapy. You'll use daylight therapy for mood enhancement. You can use blue light therapy for acne control. I mean, it's really amazing. There's a lot of different things that light therapy is used for. And so when I went a little broader than just red light therapy, I learned a ton. So that's what's kind of fun, to kind of dig into your niche market and see the different pockets and different directions you can go in creating content around your niche and around the products that will be featured within your niche. So I'm just showing you kind of the list that Chat came up with. It was great. I just showed you the hair growth device that I have for red light therapy. And you know, the interesting thing I found out when I was doing my research is that one of the cons of using red light therapy is if you get something too intense of light with red light therapy, and let's say you try to use it on your face, you can get hair growth on your face. And if you're a gal, you don't want that. So that's something else. You can talk pros and cons of red light therapy. There's just a lot of fun things you can do with some of these topics as well. All right, and then like supporting weight loss. How does red light therapy support weight loss? That would be a great subject to research out further in this area. And then let's say you did something on 10 key benefits of products that support weight loss. Besides, obviously everybody knows about supplements, but what about gadgets that support it? You can bring red light therapy into that, and different gadgets that would be recommended for weight loss might be different than the ones that you would use for hair growth or facial, skin health. So like I said, this just opens a whole world of products and different ways to niche down in your market to create content around that can be used in social media and can be used for trying to attract that search engine traffic on your blog or your YouTube channel. So this is a great place to start. Start with ChatGPT. Then the next place I go to is YouTube. And as you can see, here's an example of a bunch of videos that I found on YouTube. And boy, it was fun to listen to some of these. There's so many videos. I didn't go through all these, but it was really interesting to listen to the doctors and their perspective on infrared therapy and red light therapy. So I put down red light therapy or red light benefits, infrared benefits. So I let it kind of open and broaden the spectrum to see if there's other things besides red light that is used. And that's where I learned about different color therapy and different lights. And like, you have to be careful about when you're doing light therapy, because some of these places in some of the spectrum that you work with, or the intensity of the light, can actually hurt your eyes if you don't have the proper eye protection on. So that's what these doctors are talking about as well. What's important when you're using a red light therapy device to treat different conditions. So you can see here, as I scroll down here, just a lot of good information that you can find just going to YouTube and searching your niche market. Another thing that YouTube will do for you as you're creating video content is it will give you ideas of similar videos and captions and titles that you can come up with for your videos as well. All right, the next tool I like to use is WordStream. This is a keyword research tool, and I put in here infrared therapy devices, find my keywords. Now, Google Keyword Planner is another really good tool, but for Keyword Planner, for Google's Keyword Planner, you have to have an AdWords account and have it active. And if you don't run ads, the Keyword Planner is not as accurate. So you're going to have to kind of use a combination of tools. And that's why I like WordStream, because you can get a lot of good keywords that can be used for your YouTube videos. You can actually put keywords on like your 1-minute shorts to increase traffic to those shorts. You can put keywords also on Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels as well. Keywords are really important, because when you use that to put those on those platforms, it also creates like a search mechanism for those platforms as well, for getting your video seen within any kind of search with those keywords. So keyword traffic is a pretty big deal. Let's see what it says here for infrared therapy devices. We'll go ahead and let it search that real quick. I'll say all industries go, or we could narrow it down. Beauty, personal care. I think I'll do that one, because that's how we'll probably be using that most likely, in the beauty and personal care. Okay. All right, let's see what it says. It's going to go down and, oh, look at all the different keywords it came up with. I really like how it shows your search volume, which can be very helpful to finding the ones that might be the best keywords to cater to in your titles and in your descriptions and with your hashtags on Instagram Reels. Look at that. You know what everyone else is bidding for and why the competition is high on these red light therapy devices. That's a very heavily used term. But one of the things I would say for getting your content seen, you want to niche down with long tail keywords. So you might want to do a combination of some of the more active words with other words within your niche that can go with it. So let's say we went red light therapy devices for facial health. would be like a long tail to add to this very popular keyword, but we're saying for facial health. That will tend to get your ranking better because, again, it's hard to compete when you have high competition. And if this is all you put in on your device, you're bidding or looking for search traffic against 6,000 people a month searching for that. Very high likelihood that your channel, being brand new, is not going to rank against everybody else who is using that same keyword for their search traffic for their YouTube videos or blog articles. So put red light therapy devices for and whatever it is, facial health, hair regrowth. We saw with the ChatGPT suggestions for how you can use red light therapy for benefits, you could take any number of those ideas and throw those onto one of these keywords to create a long tail keyword. That's what we call long tail keyword metrics for your YouTube video. So there you go. There's a list of keywords. Mesh that with ideas and concepts that you've gained from your other research with ChatGPT and with YouTube, and you will likely get some good ranking on your videos and on your blog articles. All right, the next thing I do also is Google. Google is your friend for a ton of search traffic. So let's go ahead and Google infrared therapy pros and cons. What does Google say? And I like the fact that when you do that, you have health benefits and risks. Comes right up. News medical source, probably a good place for information. You could start with that article right here. Go on down and see more health medical source of information. And here's the thing. Although you can't necessarily get one of the doctors on these platforms to speak for you, you can reference an article that you find in one of these sources when you are creating a YouTube video. So I would highly recommend that you look at these medical sources here that you find on Google and cite different aspects of those sources. Make sure you reference who the doctor is that's being quoted or the article that's being cited and where it comes from, and it will lend itself to give credibility for what you are presenting. Because unless you're a doctor, you don't have any real credentials to speak to this topic. So whenever you can leverage the credentials already out there in the medical community that's already easy to find on Google or even YouTube for that matter, it's going to lend itself to better visibility of your article because people will tend to trust what you have to say because you've well documented and cited your sources. Okay, so then the next thing I like to go to are the actual products within the niche. And for that, we go to Amazon. And we search Amazon bestsellers, and I've already done that here. You could always just say bestsellers, red light therapy. And that's what I did. I just Googled up here. Amazon also has another place when you just put bestsellers in, it'll give you a whole list of bestsellers in a number of different niches. You can click on any one of those to bring up many more different products to go along with perhaps your niche, or even to think broader beyond your very specific targeted niche of red light therapy, to go beyond what kind of health therapy devices exist for weight loss or therapy devices for skin health. You can add that and broaden your research to go into other areas related to your market. All right, so here we have the top performing products within this bestsellers red light therapy niche that I typed in here in Amazon. And won't you know, the top products are the ones where they have a panel that will shine down on multiple areas of your body. Let's look at this one right here, red light therapy. And this lamp for body and face, we see that it has 19 views. It's not as many. I like to look for something around 100. That's a face mask. We might look at that next. But let's click on this one because it kind of came up pretty high in the ranking here. And let's just go into this one. And I want to show you another little tool on Amazon that will help you research the devices and the specific products that you're looking at to see, how it ranks overall in the Amazon market. So for this one, for this little panel, what I'll do is I'll scroll on down to where it gives the details of the device. Of course, they have a lot of images, a lot of things to show. Sometimes you have to scroll down to get down to product details. This is where you're going to find what's called a BSR ranking. BSR ranking is very helpful because it moves you from just the search that you did on Amazon down to the very specific category that these types of devices are found under. And that can help you in broadening, again, your network or of resources or products that can be found in your specific niche. So let's go down to product details. Where is this bestseller rank found? Well, it's found 30,000 in health and household items. Now, obviously, health and household items is a pretty large area. I mean, that goes from anything you might have in your kitchen, perhaps, or living room, down to your health and beauty items. I mean, that's a very big, large niche on the Amazon market. So we'll look at health and household. Let's go further down. It ranks number 29 of 100 in red light therapy products. Wow, number 29? I wonder what number 1 would rank. Let's click on that and see. So this is the actual specific niche within the Amazon overall niche of health and household that this particular product shows up under. And what do they have as a number 1? Gentle transparent white tape, strips for pain removal. Ooh, interesting. People use the light therapy for pain removal. And keep in mind, when you look down at the tighter niche within house and household, it brings up light therapy products. So this includes white light therapy in addition to red light therapy products. So we can get a good idea of the overall broad market here. And look how far down we go before we find anything specific for hair growth. This is all really interesting to look at. Like the knee, you can use this for pain relief of the knee. And so it's very specific, or the mask, specific areas of your face. That's it. That's it for your number 100 products. And when you go, you find that there's more than just red light therapy in that 100 grouping of light therapy products. There are also a lot of white panel light therapy products as well. Okay, now for another product research tool I like to use, it's trends.google.com. Let's do red light therapy. And let's look at the overall trend of this. Is this a growing trend? Or is this one that just goes up for a period of time and then drops? All right, this is the last day. Let's move this to the last 5 years. I want to kind of see how red light therapy ranks in the overall market. And look at what we see here. Red light therapy has been gaining traction in the last 5 years, since 2019. And look at how it's grown from 2022 now here to 2024. It really has grown pretty high. And just look at the overall trend. I like seeing something that is fairly stable, and it looks like red light therapy is pretty stable. Yes, it's on a downtrend just slightly right now, but it doesn't seem out of the normal for this product, because it kind of peaks a little bit, then it pulls back a little bit, then goes up again, pulls back. That's more of a stair step type trending pattern, and I don't see anything to suggest that it's a seasonal product at all. It looks to be very stable, and it doesn't seem to be necessarily. We'll have to watch and see how this kind of breaks out here, but I would guess it's going to be a lot like what we've seen in prior dips at the end of summer. It kind of goes down a little bit, and then it carries back up again later on in the year. So I think overall this looks like a really good trend pattern for a stable product that might become an evergreen product for you to offer and perhaps create content around all year round. If you're doing paid marketing as well, this might be a good one as well for paid marketing. All right, now what about other questions people might have regarding infrared therapy? For that, I go to Answer the Public, and we'll type infrared therapy, kind of leave it a little broad and kind of see what the public might be asking on this. And let's see what kind of questions it comes up with. And comparison questions, it's going to bring all of this out. It's going to list. It's going to give you highly searched versus average search content. So look at that. It's giving quite a nice graph to give us some ideas. This is highly searched versus this is less searched. What is infrared therapy used for? Probably would be the rest of that question. Or what is it? How? And then one that's more highly searched would be, how does infrared therapy work? All right, so Answer the Public can give you an idea of where you want to put your first focus in when you're digging out a niche market. All right, next up after that would be Quora. And I already kind of did this already just to show you how to do this in Quora. Infrared light therapy, what do people search around it? And you can see very briefly these questions, and if you dig it down any further, there'll also be people answering the questions, and you can dig quite a bit on just Quora itself for getting, again, more ideas for long tail search keywords that you can use in making your videos. What are the health benefits using full body red light? Wow, that's a good question. Full body or these panels versus more specific, eye mask or a facial tool that might treat a specific spot. These are really good questions to ask. So yeah, I would spend a little time with Quora as well in digging out that market. And now we get back to Amazon. So I wanted to show you guys all these tools, starting with ChatGPT, YouTube searching, down to this word free keyword search tool, WordStream, down to red light therapy in Google, and then of course with Amazon bestsellers ranking, and see what are the top sellers in my niche market. What kind of products would I want to get to feature that have the best chance of getting good traction on my YouTube channel, and if I decide to source them for selling them either through drop shipping or perhaps I'm selling them as an affiliate or whatever. Affiliate's nice because you don't have any costs involved, but if you're going to put costs in for drop shipping, or usually with drop shipping, you're featuring the product, and then any sales that come in, you then collect the payment and then buy it from the manufacturer. So you have to do research on who can source that product and offer it so that when you buy it, they can then be paid, and you can make a little bit of a spread between the price you charge your customer and the price you get from the manufacturer. So that's what drop shipping is. Another thing you could do is use this research for determining if you're going to pay for ads on these products. Is there enough research around these products to justify the ad expense that's being averaged when you go to, let's say, Google AdWords can give you an idea on the cost for keywords within infrared. And judging by our simple keyword research tool, I think there's going to be quite a bit of high traffic and research for this kind of product because it seems relatively new and on a stark uptrend, which will give it good traction on the organic traffic medium. But you have to be mindful of the cost in ads when you have a product that is being researched and searched quite a bit. Search traffic is going to be very expensive. And so you're going to probably have to use some other means, maybe email marketing or lightly maybe pay for some light traffic to your YouTube video. Skip ads is a good way to do that. It's not targeted traffic. You kind of put it out there and see how YouTube will rank it and put it in front of videos of similar content. That's a really good way to generate traffic without breaking the bank. But you are going to have some ad budget for that, especially with a new YouTube channel. I remember just putting like $20 a month because I didn't have any money when I began my YouTube channel, but it really helped to give some traction to those early videos, and some of those took off and went viral, and to this day still get video reviews. I'll show that to you guys later, but that is another advantage of creating content within those key search words and search terms. Can be a good way to push your channel forward, both on YouTube and your blog website. So I hope you found this helpful, and we'll continue our research into YouTube strategies for success in our next video.